so I'm told that I took to try to challenge myself, and I can never really get to like the end.
Latin is a way of life. Latin is the language of the best empire that has ever existed.
Latin is home.
Latin is everywhere.
I was working a job that I didn't altogether enjoy at one point, and I decided I was going to go back to school to finish my education. And I remembered how much I loved Latin as a student and wanted to go back for that reason, go back to something I loved.
It started in 8th grade when I got a little sheet of paper that was asking me to fill out the points of what classes I wanted to take, and I had to take a language. There were 4 languages. There was Spanish, Italian, French, and Latin. Didn't want to take Spanish for reasons that are obvious. And there was Italian and French. People like my father wanted me to take a language like that because they're exotic and people like the sound of them. Never really appealed to me. And then I saw Latin. Didn't know anything about it. And that was its hook. I didn't know anything, so I jumped in. I took the class. Come freshman year, I was taking the class, and I wanted to get more involved, meet new people, actually join a club, do something more with my life, considering that I used to be very closed, reserved, and shy. So I took that leap, and here I am, Council of Latin Club.
I got involved with Latin Club and the JCL and all this stuff just because I wanted to try something different that I'm not used to.
Latin Club, Latin, JCL, NJJCL, NJCL, all of these things have impact on people in individual and special ways. My experience may be different from anybody else's, but it'll still be just as valuable and impactful on my personality as it will be on everybody else's. So I think that the sense of community and the personal individual growth that these things bring are so important, and that's really the impact of what we're involved in.
So I got involved in Latin Club. You know why? Because I wanted to restore the power of the Roman Empire.
Alright, so Latin was the first class I took freshman year, and Miss Jacobs, therefore, was the first teacher I had in my entire high school experience, and his passion really rubbed off on me, and he made me fall in love with Latin as a whole. And once I fall in love with something, I want to be as involved as possible. And yeah, that's why I've come this far. I've been the proconsul for 2 years. I've won multiple national exams. I've won multiple national convention awards, state Gratomen awards, and the list really goes on.
I knew someone that took Latin, and she convinced me to like join Latin Club. She was like, you know, it'd be fun. So I did it, and then I think I liked it so much the first year, and I've joined it every year since. And so, I mean, I feel like it's like a little family now, and I liked it so much that I eventually decided to run for a position and to help Latin Club grow.
A couple of years ago, I made the transition from grammar school to high school, and I came into this big, scary building full of new people and new things I had never really ever seen before. And the first class on my first day of school was Latin. And going into that class, I had no clue what to expect, other than I'd be learning about a language that I presume nobody else spoke anymore. But little did I know that I'd actually be getting into something that would become a way of life for me for the next 4 years. And through Latin Club and NJJCL and NJCL, I really grew as a person, and I came out of this shell that I had been in my whole life.
So Latin impacted me in the way where I feel like I have a little bit more self-confidence, just because I felt proud of myself in a way that I was brave enough to take something different other than maybe Spanish or French or the other languages.
My freshman year, I was in a darker place. My situation at home wasn't well, and I was losing friends. It was pretty bad. But I joined the Latin Club, and it gave me a home. It gave me people to talk to and become friends with. It gave me something else that I hadn't had before, and I'm grateful for that.
Alright, so Latin has made me want to end all my essays with Carthago delenda est.
I had some involvement in the JCL as a student, but not as much as I've had as a teacher. I kind of fell into it in a way with the help of Mrs. Perlman at the Regional High School, who invited me in and mentored me in many ways and encouraged me and my students to get involved more. But it was my students' own interest and my willingness to help them pursue that got me more involved.
Alright, so after taking Latin and being involved for so many years, I analyze everything through a classical perspective, and I see everything as, how does this relate to Latin? How is this culture originated from Latin traditions and classical traditions? And basically, Latin's put this sort of lens on me where I overanalyze everything, and I see things a lot more differently than I would if I had not taken Latin.
Taking Latin has helped me realize that I love the classics. Whenever we learn about history or we do an activity in class, like, you know, we bring in a food or we do like culture, whatever, I love learning about it, and I think that like in college someday I would love to continue learning about it.
One piece of advice, it would be get involved. Get involved with the club. Learn the stuff you can do within the club. Get out of your shell. Meet new people. Do new things. Explore what you can do and what you like. For example, I never done improv before. When I went to the NJJCL convention, I did improv for the first time. I wasn't good. It sucked. But I did it, and it was a new experience, and I'm glad that I did.
So my advice to any future JCLers or students of Latin or any classical language would be take chances, get involved, do more, be active. One of the biggest things about Latin Club and everything that we do is the fact that there is so much opportunity to become involved and to be an active participant in this community.
My favorite part of the JCL is the excitement that it evokes in the students, that passion that it brings out in them, and that they want to bring back to the JCL and encourage others to get involved.